Proses masuk dan berkembangnya agama dan kebudayaan Islam di Indonesia oleh Ainun Zahria Sibuan, NIM 15046080, Fakultas Ilmu Sosial Universitas Negeri Padang. Berikut adalah foto tokoh-tokoh penyebar agama Islam di Indonesia.
Katakan Allah yang maha besar dan katakan Allah yang maha mulia. Bersyukur hanya kepada Allah dan tiada Tuhan selain Allah. Subhanallah walhamdulillah wala ilaha illallah.
Dan ada beberapa peninggalan kebudayaan Islam di Indonesia seperti grafik, kubah, batu nisan, masjid, serta makam.
Puji kepada Allah dan jadilah hamba yang dicintainya. Allah yang maha kasih dan sayang, bersujudlah hanya kepada Allah. Ini
beberapa cuplikan video tentang masuk dan berkembangnya agama Islam di Indonesia.
They form the largest number of Muslims among all ethnic groups in the region. Thousands of islands make up the Malay archipelago, once a trading center of the region. At its height, ancient ports such as Palembang in Sumatra, Malacca and Kedah in the Malay Peninsula were the meeting points of merchants from India and the Arabian Peninsula. Their presence was essential to the spreading of Islam to this part of the world. Naturally, in Southeast Asia, Islam has been spread mainly through trade. Islam came here as early as the 7th century. However, it only became significant in the 14th and 15th centuries, when trade brought prosperity to this region. The rich merchants from India and Arabia exchanged not only goods from the West, but also fostered good relationships with the local rulers. It is through these relationships that they exchanged their views on religion, thus influencing the rulers into converting to Islam. In this region, sultans wielded considerable power, and the religion of the sultan became the religion of the people. This explains how Islam had spread considerably fast in the region. The spread of Islam in the region was, however, slowed down with the arrival of the Western powers. In Luzon in the Philippines, for instance, the Spanish conqueror prohibited Islamic practices. In the Malay Peninsula, the early Portuguese invaders destroyed much of the Islamic facilities, such as mosques. The English, who came later, reduced the power of the rulers to only cultural and religious areas. Because of this, the sultans lost their economic power and their direct influence over their citizens. Islam took a back seat during the colonial era. However, it never lost its shine. Sumatra is Indonesia's largest island. It is the birthplace of the first Malay kingdom, Palembang. Islam is believed to have arrived here as early as the 7th century through the region's first contact with Muslim traders from India. In the 7th century, a Muslim trader, Sheikh Mahmud, arrived in western Sumatra port named Barus, a Malay word for camphor. During one of his visits, he befriended a Batak ruler named Makassov and convinced him to embrace Islam in the year 668. The relationships did not last long, as both Sheikh Mahmud and Makassov died soon after. Sumatra's rough terrain, dotted by mountain ranges, had also provided little contact among the inhabitants. This is also the main reason for the slower spread of Islam in the island. However, when the Malacca Straits became increasingly used for trade, Islam gained a stronger foothold on the east coast of Sumatra. Delhi, Medan, and Palembang became important ports not just for trade, but for the spread of Islam. Finally, Islam was widely embraced in Sumatra in the 16th century as the Islamic Demak Empire from Java spread its influence across to Sumatra. Demak influence in the region ended in 1675. Palembang was under the rule of Sultan Abdul Rahman Khalifatul Mukminin. The heir to his throne, Sultan Mahmud Badaruddin, built the Grand Mosque in 1740, at the same time when Islam was at its peak. The mosque shows the influence of Moorish architecture. By 1825, the Dutch had taken Palembang. During the Dutch occupation, Islam continued to prosper, although at a slow pace. The Islamic community here adopted the Islamic education system originated from Java, called Pesantren. This system featured the residential Islamic school called Pondok. This Pondok school system was introduced by Javanese saints called Wali Songo, who also introduced the religion to the island of Java. Pesantren forms the basis for the Islamic education and is responsible in maintaining the Islamic culture in the area during the Dutch occupation. Padang is the capital of West Sumatra. It is very much separated from the rest of Sumatra by a mountain range. However, it projects a strong influence on the spread of Islam in the region. The majority of the people here are Minangkabau. Islam arrived here from Aceh in the 16th century and reached its peak a century later. Very little was known of this region prior to the 15th century. This is a view of Singkarap Lake, which is a large crater formed by volcanic eruption. Because of high volcanic activities, the soil here is fertile. It is in this Nantibo Valley where Minangkabau practice their unique custom of Adat Perpate. The custom gives women the ownership of the land. This is a practice introduced before Islam, but continues to be widely practiced. The heart of this Adat Perpate is the administration center called Pagar Ruyung Palace. It was built by the Tuanku Yamtuan Raja Bagagar Shah, who ruled from 1841 until the Dutch took control in 1910.
Adapun teori-teori yang membawa agama Islam ke Indonesia adalah teori Persia, teori Gujarat, serta teori Makkah.
Subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah Allahu akbar.